You ever have one of those big ideas, something you're just buzzing about, and then you tell someone and you can just feel the air slowly leak out of the room? Yeah, that feeling. That subtle doubt from people can be a real killer. So today, let's talk about how to build your thing in silence, even when it feels like you're the only one cheering.
And this is usually where it starts, isn't it? But here's the thing, it's rarely a big dramatic, you're gonna fail moment. Nah, it's way quieter than that. It's the concerned look, it's the helpful advice about being realistic. It's just enough to plant that little seed of doubt in your own head.
But we gotta look under the hood of that skepticism for a second, because, and this is crucial, it's almost never actually about you or your idea. The real secret is figuring out what they're really trying to say. And there it is. That's the core of it. When someone tells you that'll never work, what they're often saying is, whoa, that scares me. Your ambition, your courage, it's like you're holding up a giant mirror to their own fears or their own regrets. So remember, what you're hearing is a projection, not a prediction.
Okay, so let's just push all their fear to the side. What's the actual truth about the path you're on? Because there are a few things about this journey that nobody really talks about when you're just getting started.
You have got to reframe how you see the struggle. That lonely feeling, yeah, that's supposed to happen. It's a sign you're not following the herd. And the fact that it feels so slow, well, that's the feeling of building something real, brick by painful brick. And the silence, that's just the sound of you working before anyone has a reason to clap. See, these aren't bugs in the system, they're features.
All right, this one can be a tough pill to swallow, but it might just be the most important truth you can ever accept. It sounds harsh, I know, but it's also incredibly liberating. That big breakthrough you're hoping for, it's not riding in on a white horse.
No, really. Just pause for a second and let that land. There is no secret mentor who's going to swoop in and fix everything. There's no magical shortcut to skip the hard parts. There is no perfect time to get started. The cavalry isn't coming. But here's the payoff for accepting that hard truth. It's called agency. It's that light bulb moment when you stop waiting for permission and just start doing. It's when you finally realize that the single most powerful person who can change your life is you. You're the one you've been waiting for all along. So, if it's all on you, what do you do? What tools do you actually need? How are you going to fuel this whole journey? Well, it all comes down to what's in your toolkit. This is the engine that's going to drive all your progress. Let's break this down because it's so important. Motivation, that's a feeling. It's flaky. It comes and goes whenever it wants. But discipline, that's a choice. That's what you rely on when motivation calls in sick. Talent is great. It's a nice head start, but consistency is what actually crosses the finish line every single time. And action, well, action just steamrolls excuses. It's not even a fair fight. This is the formula that puts you in the driver's seat. So what does this look like every day? It's a simple 3-part mantra. Number 1, stay disciplined. Number 2, you have to keep going, especially when it feels like you're performing to an empty theater. And number 3, build yourself in silence. You're not doing it for the applause, you're doing it for the result. Okay, so let's talk about what all that quiet work actually creates. Because progress, it has its own sound. And trust me, it's not what most people are expecting to hear at the start. I absolutely love this. It's so true. Your first wins aren't going to be on the evening news. They're going to be a tiny boost in confidence, a result that's just a little bit better than yesterday's. That one annoying problem you finally figured out. It all starts as a whisper, and you have to train yourself to listen for it. And that leads right into this. This is the whole mindset. Stop talking about what you're gonna do. Stop fishing for likes or approval. Just put your head down and focus on the work. Just keep collecting those quiet, little whispering wins, because eventually all those whispers are going to pile up and compound into a roar so loud you won't have to say a single word. And that brings us right back to the beginning. After all that silence, all that discipline, all those moments where you wanted to quit, how will you know? What's the final proof that you actually did it? Well, the answer is kind of funny and oh so satisfying. And there it is. That's the tell. When the very same people who gave you all that realistic advice at the beginning start saying things like, wow, you got so lucky, that's when you know you've won. They didn't see the thousands of hours. They didn't see the grind. So to them, it has to be luck. They can't admit it was what it really was, discipline and silence.
So here's the thing to remember. Success that's built in silence will always look like luck to an outsider. So the real question isn't whether your big idea is going to work. The real question is, are you